What's up, guys? In this video, there's not a whole lot to do today. I started looking around on parts, and some are more expensive, some are cheaper. I'm still kind of within my budget of what I thought it was going to take to fix this car, but I really at this point want to get the wheel back on it and get it to the frame machine and see exactly how bad it's going to be before I can really feel out how much work this is going to take. I don't feel like it's going to be a lot at this point, but you just don't know. I mean, it was totaled for a reason. But I went ahead, I ordered all my airbags. I found a company that, there's another YouTube channel they used, I think it's Safety Restore is the name of the company. You can actually send your seat belts off to them to get rebuilt. So if you didn't know, on most newer cars, these seat belts, they, aside from when you get into an accident, you pull on them and you can't go further forward, but they actually have a pre-tensioner in there. So when you get into an accident, this seatbelt will cinch tight so it pulls you in as you're going forward. So on the IS, because there was obviously somebody driving it, that seatbelt went off. And then on the rear seats, because there's not a sensor in the seat to know if somebody's sitting there, it goes ahead and deploys the rear seat seat belts as well, which really sucks because on the passenger side, it cinched that belt so tight that it kind of looks like it tore up the leather a little bit on the seat. I need to get the seat belt off to see, but regardless, I need to pull all the seat belts out and the airbag computer. So on a Lexus and Toyota, once the airbags have been deployed, the airbag computer is no good. I know on some cars you can just do a reset. You can clear the codes with whatever scan tool they have, but on Lexus and Toyota, you have to replace the airbag computer, but this company is saying they can reset it somehow. So I'm setting off all three seat belts and the airbag computer, so I need to pull those out. Obviously the airbag, the steering wheel airbag and the knee airbag deployed, so I've ordered used ones on eBay. I feel good about that. If there's a problem with them, the car will set off an airbag light. So yesterday I went and bought a brand new battery because the battery was bad. I went up to my work and bought a brand new battery, and I started the car and I let it get up to operating temperature, and it held temperature fine. It's got that coolant valley plate leaking, and I can actually see it coming down on the side of the transmission. So I do need to get that addressed before I start driving this thing daily, but for what I'm doing right now, I think it's more than fine. But AC works, it got up to operating temperature. The audio system, it's got Mark Levinson, which is an upgraded audio system, so that works and it sounds awesome. It got me really excited about the car, just letting it idle and sitting in there, hooking up my Bluetooth and listening to some music. So just the fact that it's a running car is really exciting to me. So for today, I'm gonna get it back down on the ground. I'm gonna leave that one corner that's smashed up on a wheel dolly. I'm gonna roll it out of my garage and we're gonna wash it, and then we're gonna pull the airbags out of it. And I don't know if we'll mess with anything else, but that's kind of all I have planned for today. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I look forward to getting it on the frame machine. I don't know how much of that I'll be able to film. I mentioned it in videos before. I think, filming myself is kind of cringy in front of other people, so I'll try to get some time lapse or something, but I don't know how much I'll film at the frame shot, but I'll definitely do some talking about it before and after. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and let me know what you think. Thanks. Alright, so it might seem kind of silly to wash the car, but this car was completely nasty. I mean, it had sat in an auction yard for, you know, a couple months. The interior still needs to be cleaned, but I'm going to do that at another time. But my plan here is to take this airbag, that airbag, the driver's side seat belt. I'm going to get the airbag computer, which I believe, if I remember correctly, is under this console. And then we're going to take out the rear seat belts, and that way we can send them off to get rebuilt. This right here, I already started to remove this the other day because I wanted to see if the clock spring was broken. But I'm going to just take this out. Sometimes these connectors melt to the back side of the airbag, and I thought I was able to escape this, but they look... Damn it. Yeah, this car's gonna need a clock spring too, which I was hoping it wouldn't, but yeah. So what happens is when this goes off, this is so hot, it melted the clock spring. So the only good thing here to do is just clip the wires. But I'm going to disconnect the battery first. So hang tight. Fun stuff. I'll just add that to the list. Alright. So yeah, you can see that these connectors, these are what caused the airbag to charge, but those have melted. So it's done. I'm gonna wait until I get the replacement clock spring and airbag before I take the steering wheel off. That way if I need to drive it around. All right. I don't really have to take this off right now, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. A lot of times too, this panel on that airbag, you can see the bow right there. A lot of times when this airbag goes off, it distorts this. I'm gonna try to reuse this and see if I can get it to line up a little nicer, but I might have to replace this panel as well because it goes right up against the airbag. So this is for the hood release, and this was hanging down. This is actually pretty cool. I thought this was broken, but it just looks like it just got knocked off that tab. So I'm just gonna do that, and the hood release is good. So I'll leave that there. This is the knee. Oh no, it's good. I thought I cut the steering wheel. So this is the knee airbag that went off. Yeah, so I've got a replacement one. This car has an aftermarket remote start, which my first reaction was, ew, I'm removing that. But I tried it out, and it's actually really nice to have a remote start. So I might actually leave it on the car. I don't know. I mean, I can see it up in here. I haven't really looked into how it's tied in, but a lot of times those can cause parasitic draws to draw the battery down. But I'm just going to leave it for right now. So I'm just going to stuff this back up. Now, in the original video, I mentioned that the dash and door panel had been replaced. This center console doesn't line up like it should. So I think whoever didn't install that properly, but we're going to fix that as well. We had an airbag recall on these a long time ago on this body style. You gotta pull the dash out. I used to be able to have the dash out in like 30 minutes. I mean, there's nothing holding these things in. I mean, crap, I'm already halfway there. You just gotta take the glove box, a couple bolts over there, a couple bolts over here, and it's out. But I'll try to put this in the trunk. Boom, airbag computer's right here. I don't know if you can see that, but so this little guy's gonna get removed and sent off to be rebuilt. I've never done that before. I've always just replaced them in the cars that I've had that have needed them. But we'll try it. I'm gonna get a 12. There you go. So I don't know what they do to reset it, but I don't care. Alright, next I'm going to attack this. I'm going to have to move the seat, which means I got to hook the battery back up. So you can see that this is done. So it's in a locked up position from the pre-test. Alright. So here's what happens is this is your seat belt. And this is where the airbag connector goes in, the seat belt connector. And there's an explosive charge in here. My understanding is it's got BBs or some kind of ball bearings in here. And when you get into an accident, this explodes and it causes the ratchet mechanism to cinch down. So it forces it to tighten up, but this is one-time use. So that company, I'm not going to try to mess with this and open it up, figure out how it works, but this company, you can kind of hear it rattling around in there, but they're going to take this apart and rebuild it. So, which is cool, because otherwise I would just throw this away and spend hundreds of dollars, probably $1,000, you know, close to $1,000 for everything. But this is pretty cool, so I'm gonna set this over here. It is hot back here. I don't have AC in my garage, and it's one of the things I need to do. I wanted to show you this. One of the things that sets the ISF from the IS 250 and 350, the other two cars, you can fold down the seats and there's a pass-through. On the ISF, they actually put this panel in to increase the rigidity of this chassis. So I thought that was cool. You can see it without the seat in here, but this is here just for chassis rigidity. Thought that was cool, and just wanted to show you guys. Thanks. Now that I'm looking, I don't like this. There was a guy had some aftermarket speakers at one point, so I'm going to chase down and make sure that nothing's disabled on the factory audio system. But yeah, that's aftermarket speaker wire. So this car also had a aftermarket remote start, but I think I already mentioned that. So all right, so here we are. I have the center console out, all the airbags on the driver's side out. I'm gonna leave all that there. One of the things, I don't know if you can see, but on the factory console, there's a crack in the resin. One of the guys at my work does a lot of, he built a boat. I'm gonna see if I can con him into fixing that for me, or at least showing me how to fix it. I think you just take a Dremel and Dremel out the resin and then fill it back in, but I'm gonna see if we can get that fixed. And then we have all of this is taken apart, and we're just going to wait for the seat belts to get rebuilt, and then we'll put all this back together. I'm probably just going to stuff some of the interior back into the car just so it doesn't get messed up. One of the things I didn't like is when those seat belts cinched down, it kind of created some rips in the leather. And that's really unfortunate. I think that's going to come back with time. I'm going to see if I can get a steamer or something to get that back into shape, but that's really unfortunate. Did it over on this side as well. So alright, so I think that's going to be it for today. You know, we got both of these rear seat belts out. We got the driver's front seat belts and the airbag computer. So I need to package all that up and send it off to that company to get rebuilt. Fingers crossed that they can do it. I've heard good success. I ended up looking up some reviews and they had some good stuff on there too. So we'll see. I've never done it before. I wanted to shoot this angle because these are all the parts piles that I'm accumulating from this car. I don't want to throw anything away. You know, I know it seems silly to keep this together, but there's bolts and brackets on there. I want to wait till I get everything back on the car, make sure I don't need anything, or it might help me source parts that I need to order. You know, there's a lot of little tiny pieces. The other thing too is all of this is from my last car. So I've got spare bolts from the LS swapped IS. I've got fluids. I've got wiring diagrams. This garage is in total disarray. It's not normal for me, but I want to clean all this up a little bit. So I might do a time lapse in the next video, but all of this needs to be cleaned up, and I want to just not get rid of, but I want to store all the extra bolts and pieces from the other car so I don't intermix them with this. So I have parts coming. I've got all the airbags. I've got the steering wheel airbag, the knee airbag, and then I've got this set up. I bought a brand new tire. I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet on a new $1,400 wheel, which makes me really upset. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the coilovers because I don't like these coilovers. My option is to either replace the one Godspeed coilover, which I don't want to do, I don't want to sink money into that, or $1,300 for Fortune or BC coilovers. I'm inclined to go with the Fortune Auto coilovers just because they're local to me and I really liked them on my last car, but not happy about that. I got all the suspension coming and a few little odds and ends. My next, I think the two big purchases for this car are going to be the wheel, and then I'm looking at headlights. I think I'm going to buy two brand new headlights, and then that one headlight I should be able to sell for $600 or $700, even though it's a little faded. I might clean it up and sell it, but that way I've got two matching new headlights. I think that makes a big difference on a car. And then the body work. I need bumpers, fender, side skirt, hood, rear bumper. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, but I'm going to buy that here soon. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the paint work, because obviously I can't do that myself. I've thought about trying, but I don't know that I want to invest in all the equipment, and I don't want it to look crappy. I want somebody to do a nice job. So I'm torn between just taking the body panels to somebody to get painted, or doing it right and having somebody blend all the panels in. So what I mean by blend is, so when I do this hood and this bumper, that fender over there is not getting painted, but it could not, you know, it's possible that it won't match perfectly. So they would fade the paint into that fender and then re-clear it. Same thing with the trunk and the rear quarter over there, and then the front door and the rear door. You know, I'm gonna have to do either some body work on this door or replace this front door. It's got some problems, but actually now that I'm looking at it down the body line, there is a dip in that door. So I'm probably gonna replace that door, which sucks, but I want the car done right. So big project, but it's moving quick. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.